Genesis chapter 2 is not the story of how God made man. It is a story of why. Because after the powerful Genesis experience in Genesis 1, the galaxies, the oceans, the stars, the majesty of creation, Genesis 2 slows everything down. It is as if God says, "Come closer. There's something I want you to see." And suddenly the focus is not on the universe, it is on one man, Adam. Think about that. The God who spoke worlds into existence, the God who painted nebulas across the heavens, the God who filled oceans with life, stops and bends down into the dust. Dust, the same dirt people walk on, the same ground beneath our feet. And from that dust, God forms a man. Then comes one of the most breathtaking moments in all of Scripture. God breathes into him the breath of life. Not spoken from a distance, not created by command alone. God breathes. The first thing Adam ever experienced was not a sunrise, not a tree, not another human being. The first thing Adam experienced was the presence of God. The first face he saw was the face of his Creator. The first voice he heard was the voice that made the universe. The first relationship in human history was not man with woman. It was man with God. And maybe that is why so many people feel empty today, because we keep trying to fill that space that was designed for God himself. We try success, we try money, we try relationships, we try distractions. But Genesis 2 reminds us that before man needed purpose, before man needed work, before man needed companionship, he needed God. Because you can have everything else and still be empty. But if you have God, you have found the source of life itself. Then God places Adam in the garden, not a prison, a paradise. He gives him work. Notice that. Work existed before sin. Purpose existed before the fall. Responsibility existed before brokenness. God never created humanity merely to consume. He created us to cultivate, to build, to create, to steward, to serve. A life without purpose eventually becomes a life without direction. And a life without direction eventually becomes a life without meaning. Genesis 2 teaches us that the purpose is not punishment. Purpose is part of the blessing. Then comes the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And suddenly we discover something profound about God. God wanted love, not control, because love requires choice. If Adam could not choose to walk away, then his obedience would mean nothing.